Many say the problems in America today are being seen in the youth of our nation, and many causes for these problems are being pointed at, such as violence in video games and movies, obesity, and lower test scores. Our society has stepped in and tried to put limits on what children are exposed to, like this video game, which have ratings to tell parents exactly if the child can handle the content of the game. It also gives reasons why the game got that content and the age that should be appropriate for this. But why should society have to step in and do the job that parents should have a handle on? The problems that America's youth is having is not caused by environmental issues that we are pointing our fingers at, but it is the lack of attention and freedom that parents have in their children's lives. Many children grow up without parents who are divorced, or parents who are around but can't seem to make the time to have their children be part of their lives. After looking and evaluating at some of these so-called issues that children in this country have, I would like to discuss why I believe the parents are a real problem in this nation. In order for the future of our country to be successful, we need to have a population of youth that we can trust to make decisions for our country. If we cannot trust the youth, then our country is going to be in danger of perils such as war, economic crumble, and overall power of the country. Between 1970 and 2006, the proportion of children living with a never-married parent increased from 7% to 42%. This status comes from the Youth Violence Project, and also more than one-half of all youth incarcerated for criminal acts lived with just one-parent families when they were children. This statistics comes from the Single Parent Success Foundation website. Here's a graph from the Youth Violence Project website that shows that two-parent households have been decreasing 18% since 1970. In order to make a fast and successful turnaround for our youth, we need to begin educating immediately to everyone 10 years old and up. Teenagers and young adults need the most attention because there needs to be an urgency to understand the responsibilities of being a parent. Many teenagers and young adults understand the basics of how to raise a child, but they learn very quickly once they have one. The real truth is that many of them are scared of the responsibilities once they are in that situation, because they're responsible for another human life, not just their own. One way to educate is to go into the classrooms or start new classrooms to help educate everyone of childbearing age and ability. It is important for the country to pull together and to start to work to encourage our youth mentally and emotionally. Education goes beyond when a child is born, because adults need to understand the mental tolls children have about situations, and adults need to learn ways to encourage and discipline their children, so that each child grows up understanding lessons that will help them later on in life. It would also be important to start educating parents who already have kids to prioritize their lives, so that their children are not put at the bottom of the importance list. Many parents are busy with their jobs because times are difficult, but the children should not be the first thing to be thrown to the bottom of the list. Many children do not have the supervision, discipline, and overall encouragement that they need to grow into independent, respectable adults. Once education has begun, we need to keep up our progress and continue to move in a positive direction. Parents need to be involved with their children's education, social lives, and other childhood activities such as sports, recreational activities, and other experiences outside of the home. Children are constantly looking to adults in their lives to show them new things around the world, and it is a mistake to allow non-human things such as television or childhood games to teach our children the lessons that should be learned from a parent in a loving and safe environment. By having parents play a more active role in their children's lives, the future of this country might have a better outlook. Parents need to spend more quality time with their children, disciplining their children, and being involved in what their children are doing. I thank you for listening to my speech, and I urge parents to evaluate what they can do to help their children grow into successful members of society. I would like to leave you with a closing thought from a Chinese proverb. Parents who are afraid to put their foot down usually have children who step on their toes.